Tesla vs. Lovecraft, a twin-stick shooter where you play Tesla, who needs to stop Lovecraft. Of course. He burned down your workshop and is now unleashing a ton of monsters into the world. Well, since you're Tesla, you have access to technology that can help you win. Whoever expected these two to go against each other? The theme is definitely interesting and does fit well with a twin-stick shooter. I think this studio has done really well creating themes for their games. Their last game, Judge, involved you being basically RoboCop and customizing your gavel gun. So yeah, they got it right again. Tesla can get electric augmented weapons and an awesome mech with twin mounted miniguns. I wouldn't say the combat is meaty or gives you a lot of feedback, but it does throw a mountain of enemies at you. Wave after wave after wave, you get to mow them all down. You start with a simple handgun, but other weapons appear in the level that you can pick up. Having a ton of enemies chasing you and using the shotgun to kill them all is fun. There is actually quite a good weapon selection in the game. Not exactly different types, but for example, there are 3 different shotguns. A normal one, a Gauss shotgun, and a repeater shotgun. They're all very shotgunny, but the repeater can shoot very fast and has the highest DPS. There are also different abilities to pick up that have limited uses. These are fairly varied from short range to projectiles to a ghost sword. There's even one that drops a large weight down on your enemies, because why not? While playing in the arena, you gain experience and Tesla levels up, but it only applies to that arena. Each level, you can choose between 2 perks that make you more powerful. Perks like piercing bullets, ricochet bullets, poison bullets, and an extra bullet. Yeah, there's a lot of bullets. There are others related to the character too. For example, whenever you take damage, a pulse pushes the enemies away. I'm glad that they have at least some exciting ones, but some of these perks are way more powerful than others. Poison bullets feels useless, while an extra bullet each shot greatly increases your damage. The epic perks are the most interesting though. They're only offered once in a while, but they can make you overpowered, like giving your teleport and abilities unlimited charges. That really changes the game and makes the level a lot easier, but still possible to lose. I'm very happy about the diversity of these perks. You really have to adjust your playstyle and weapon choice based on which ones you acquire. That keeps each arena fresh, although sometimes it can feel hopeless if you get perks you don't like. Still, it's great to have so many choices. Oh yeah, the teleport, almost forgot. Tesla gets a teleport move with 3 charges that you can buy more charges for later. It recharges slowly over time and can get you out of a lot of sticky situations. It very generously teleports you over gaps and through walls, so that's extremely useful. It's definitely more useful in the larger arenas, as the smaller ones allow monsters to swarm you more quickly. What's neat is that you can teleport through a fence and then shoot through the fence while the monsters are stuck on the other side. It can give you a little bit of breathing room, but still feel the pressure because the fence is not going to hold for long. The last mechanic in the game is the mech. You need to collect parts for it that appear in the level, and then you can choose when to summon it. It's very powerful with the twin miniguns and lets you rampage through so many enemies. Stomp on them or just gun them all down. You're going to be moving throughout the whole level anyway. You should just pick up these pieces on the way. They can be a real lifesaver. By far the best idea in the game because it can get a little risky to pick up the parts, but it's so powerful. It's a real reward for the work of collecting the parts. If it was timer-based, it just wouldn't be the same. I've enjoyed getting a huge swarm of enemies following me, only to call on the mech and kill them all. It's a blast to kill so many at a time. Some of your perks apply to the mech, so bouncing, piercing bullets with it can just be fairly overpowered, but so much fun. So the game has all these mechanics, and they all work really well together. I'm surprised I enjoyed this game as much as I did. It's kind of a standard twin-stick shooter until you keep playing and unlock everything. I wonder if a lot of people will play the first 5 to 10 minutes and quit because it's a little boring and easy. The game only gets much harder when you try survival or move into the Ether Realm. The Ether Realm is the same map and levels over again, but more difficult and with a different objective. So while I had fun, I think my biggest complaint is how mobile the game feels. I don't know if it should matter, but I just can't shake it. From the interface to the way levels are very short. I mean, the short levels are the biggest problem because sometimes I'm a little surprised when they're over. They feel like they were just getting started. On the first normal map, there is almost no challenge to the game. Shoot everything for about a minute or two, then get dumped back into the map. I really would have enjoyed more varied level length. I actually think it's the developer's style, so maybe it's more of a personal problem I have. I'm being a little nitpicky when I mention this, because it could be considered a gameplay mechanic. But I have no idea why you would want a regular shotgun after having either of the other two. Some guns are just better than others, and it's a little sad when the game gives you the weaker version and you're being swarmed. Sometimes I felt rather helpless against the horde until I found the right weapon. Some of these guns do not produce enough DPS to kill off anything. I'm not sure if, as the level progresses, the better weapons start appearing, and so that's the point. On some of the smaller arenas, it can be very difficult to get the weapon that has spawned, not to mention if you accidentally pick up a bad weapon. I imagine, in order to keep things simple, they made it so you just had to run over the gun to pick it up, but it's so sad to replace your weapon with one you don't want. In my mind, power-ups shouldn't need to be also dodged. It's not a deal breaker, it can just cause your death and make you have to replay a level. Another weirdness are these crystals you get for killing monsters. At the end of each level, your kills are tallied, and if it meets a certain threshold, you gain a crystal and also +% damage. I mean, the crystals I get because you use them to purchase character upgrades. The plus damage is not really explained. Is it an increase to damage done to those monsters? Is it an increase in overall damage? Maybe we'll never know, but an increase is an increase, so okay. Overall, there's a lot here to like. A ton of levels with variety, all kinds of weapons and power-ups as well. The slow start is kind of a bummer, but once you get past that, it's fun. The theme is total goofballs, but it's a twin-stick shooter, so who cares? I think if you played Judge and liked that, you'll definitely like this. No doubt there are better twin-stick shooters out there, but this one ain't bad either. And those others, they don't have a mech. Thanks for watching.